You realize you should have looked at everything ahead of time. Hey, welcome to today, huh? Middle of the day, trying to get everything done. Hey, I just want to hop on for a couple of minutes. There was some talk about social media changing a bit. Obviously, every year till the end of the year, we always have something to say about how social media is going to be changing or how it has changed and the impact and all that good stuff. I was watching Alex Hormozy a little bit earlier, and he was talking about how the impact of live video had, or how much of an impact it had on people in comparison to some of the other modes, whether it be just audio, like podcasts and stuff like that, pre-recorded, or short videos, long form, all of that kind of stuff, and the impact. The live actually had impact compared to everything. I thought that was interesting, but at the same time, not a huge surprise to me, mostly because of my own trial and error. I found that live definitely has a place, and I love it because you've got the opportunity for Q&As. You can answer questions. Hopefully you have the answers to them, especially when you're going live, but you never know. Depending on what the question is and what your knowledge base is around it. But yeah, I think live is very powerful. You can provide a whole lot of information, but are you necessarily on track? So with myself, I notice that if you've had a conversation with me and I'm not prepared for it, so if I'm doing a pre-recorded video, I have more of a script and I've planned it out really well. Not that I don't plan out my lives, but they're not as structured as a script. Probably not chewing bubblegum either. But during that time, I find myself veering or having little side conversations in the live that I won't necessarily have on a scripted video. I'll be more to the point. I feel like I'm not wasting people's time when I have a pre-recorded video, because I'm able to cut out all my ums and ahs and veering over into the next generation, whatever it is. So I think that can be helpful. Use your live, then you can cut your lives. You can, repurpose them, whether they be for shorts or still long videos, just more formatted, more structured. But I think lives can be extremely powerful, and I definitely encourage people to use live video whenever possible. But it's not the only form, right? And sometimes you're able to connect with people. You're able to connect with more people with shorts, because people have a shorter attention span. We all know that. And so you're able to do your initial attraction with the shorts, and then you can bring them in for long form later on too. I mean, there's definitely ways to integrate both. And I think it's helpful and worth trying both options. So speaking of, well, maybe you guys don't use this, but for shorts, for editing shorts, how many of you guys do that? Maybe it's not just video that you use it for. Maybe you use Canva for more of the, more just the still image or text or whatever. Anyways, the Canva was down this morning. They had a quick response. Cloudflare was down. So they had a quick response and they were able to bring it back up real quickly. But what do you do in the meantime? If your job is to make these creatives and you're in the midst of working on Canva and it goes down, or it doesn't even have to be Canva, it could be a different platform, because all platforms have a downtime, whether they admit to it or not. It does happen. It is a life. But what do? Do you have an alternative? Well, what you could do is you can either, come on, get your pen and paper out, start writing things down, start brainstorming ideas. Especially if you're a creative, you have all types of options. Many of you guys are wearing a ton of hats and you're trying to figure out what to do next anyway. So it gives you the opportunity to go back to either the operations or the sales or whatever it is that you're doing, hiring, whatever it is that you're doing on top of making your creatives, right? Your content. So obviously you have somewhere else or some other project that you could be working on, but not everybody's like that. Some people are full on content creatives. That's what they do. And that's where their focus is. So in that case, what are they to do? Well, first of all, just get out your camera or get out your phone, whatever it is that you're recording with, and start recording. Get some of that B-roll. B-roll, for those of you who are not familiar with the term, B-roll is just extra footage that you can use within your video. So if I wanted to throw B-roll into this live video, it would obviously be edited at that point. But because I'm not streaming with a streaming platform, but I'm just streaming within YouTube itself, or streaming software. Excuse me, I'm just streaming within YouTube itself. So if I wanted the B-roll, that B-roll could be maybe me walking down the street, or you see B-roll all the time where people are like walking into a coffee shop and they're visiting, and it's just not them talking to the camera specifically. It's just other shots. Could be like I use my dogs, whatever you want to use for a visual besides just the talking head would basically be B-roll. So anyways, but go get some B-roll. That can be very handy in all aspects, especially if you're somebody who does a lot of faceless channels, then you can get that B-roll pretty much anywhere. For those of you who are representing a specific brand, and you want footage of your company culture or some of the employees in it, it's a good opportunity to get some snapshots or video footage of that. That's when you're, like if one of your softwares are down or something like that, or your computer's down. Something like that, right? Ooh, alarms are coming off. All right. Anyways, just a few thoughts on that. Today I'm in like full swing, full thought mode. I'm focusing on creating my Attract and Amplify programs, a coaching program that I've been working on for the last couple of months. Super excited about it, but it is for business owners, hiring managers, those of you who are wearing a ton of hats and trying to figure out how to not only market for your business and be seen, create some brand awareness, but you're trying to like juggle that along with your day-to-day operations. I got you. That's what the Attract and Amplify method is all about. So it'll help save you some time. But you'll be able to get out there on a more regular basis. So keep your eyes open for that. I'll have more news coming up here in the next couple of weeks on that. I do have a live training that's coming up on the 18th of December. And that training will be just implementing one video that we'll be able to do together that'll help your business not only attract the right customers, but also find you better applicants for if you're hiring. So it'll be doing double duty. So if you want in on that, join me at 1 p.m. on the 18th. I'll have more information on that coming up on my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook page and LinkedIn. So check that out. And if you haven't already gotten my free resource, that is in the description as well. But that is the secret that every company should have, some video resources that you can use. There's a lot in those. It's a mini course, plus it does have a PDF guide that goes right along with it. That is super helpful. I promise. Super helpful. You'll be like, oh, man, could have used this a couple of years ago. It's all right. You got it now. Next best time, right? All right. Anyways, that's what I'm working on today is the new program. I've been in full swing trying to get it all in order, and we'll be, it'll be launching here shortly, but we'll have a couple of live videos ahead of time to kind of get you going. The modules are pretty quick, which is nice because I know you don't have time to mess around with all that stuff, right? You might not be techie. You might not like tech. You might not like being on the camera. I've got options for you, man. I totally have got options for you. But yeah, join me on the 18th. And in the meantime, I will continue to work on Attract and Amplify and help to bring you more customers, better applicants using video. Cool beans. All right. Get to work, would you? Oh, man. Take care, you guys.